Hi, everyone. Um, Welcome to Ask Princess if this is your first time ever tuning in. And this is part two of Health in Black America. Ended up having to do a two-parter anyway, even though I tried to steer clear. So, in the last episode, or in part one of Health in Black America, the last point of interest or last topic of discussion was exercise. And as I've said before, with new initiatives like Zumba, um, the interest has peaked a little bit in Black America when it comes to exercise and fitness. And of course, like entertainers, like actors, actresses, sports figures, of course they work out, but just in general, every day at home, mom and dads, everyday work people, the interest is not really there. And we were talking about the whole hair thing. A lot of times with Black women, you are not going to mess up the hair. But what we need to understand, if we're not healthy on the inside, we're not going to have the hair on the outside. Health on the inside helps add to our natural beauty on the outside. When you're healthy on the inside, you have beautiful skin, you have beautiful hair, you have beautiful nails naturally. Your hair will have shine, your skin will have a glow, but a lot of times we don't look at that. We invest in other things like getting our hair done, which is good. You need to look good on the outside. It makes you feel good to look good on the outside, which is all very healthy. But we need to learn to start tying the two together. Also, when it comes to food and exercise, we need to realize as well, exercise does not make up for us eating whatever we want. If we're pouring tons of salt on our food, that's not going to be made up because we worked out an extra 30 minutes. You cannot compensate exercise for food and food for exercise. You can't think, well, I eat salads every day, I'm not going to exercise. Your muscles, like your heart, your lungs, all of those need to be worked. They need to be, exercise to their full potential. And when you don't exercise, you don't do that. So you have to remember, food and exercise go hand in hand. They do not compensate for one or the other. Lastly, is alternative medicine. Now, as you guys know, I'm a massage therapist as well as a nutrition coach. So what I do is considered to be alternative medicine, even though I have a license under the nursing board in my state. I am nationally certified. I have tons of continuing education. Massage therapy is an actual medical modality, like being a doctor, like being a dentist. But a lot of times when you classify it specifically, it goes under the field of alternative medicine. So massage, yoga, acupuncture, if you are into any Asian therapies like energy work, all of that is alternative medicine. Even, nutrition coaching, counseling, herbalists, all of those people can be considered alternative medicine. Now, what does that mean? The term alternative medicine typically has a stigma because it's looked as, oh, this is not real medicine, or it's not traditional medicine, it's alternative. It's hippie medicine, or this is what other people do. If it's not straight up pharmaceutical medicine, we're not with it. Chiropractic also can fall under the umbrella of alternative medicine. But what people fail to realize is sometimes alternative medicine will prevent or help you not need traditional medication. And what I find from a lot of my clients, a lot of my Black clients versus my other clients, is that our understanding of alternative medicine is off. When it comes to Asian medicine or a lot of energy work, just the fact that you mentioned energy, a lot of very Christian based black people believe that that's the work of the devil, because it's energy based, and there's supposed to be scripture in the Bible that refers to energy and all that kind of stuff. So just the fact you mentioned is energy, they will not investigate it any further. They'll just leave it right there, and that's it. But it's not. We all have energy. Lightning is energy. When you cut your light on in your house, that's energy. And I don't really think you look at that as being the work of the devil. But that's the mindset that a lot of people have. People have been conditioned, and this is all people. All people have been conditioned when it comes to medicine, that they need to take chemical-based medicine that's made at a pharmaceutical company, versus, say, taking natural herbs that grow in the garden. And when I say natural herbs, I am referring to things like rosemary, thyme, turmeric, peppers, things of that nature, lavender, chamomile, things like that. They have homeopathic and healing properties. But if you think back to grandma and grandpa days, that's what they used. They did not have Tylenol. They did not have Excedrin. They did not have all these different brands of pain relievers. There was no oxycodone. There was no hydrocortisone, creams. If you had an itch, you had witch hazel or rubbing alcohol. If you had a bee sting, somebody may have packed soaked tobacco and vinegar. Matter of fact, my grandma actually did that when I was stung by a wasp when I was like 6. She took some tobacco, she put some vinegar on it, and then she put it, and then that helped draw the stinger where she could pull it out. Nowadays, people shy away from that and they move forward. Another form of alternative medicine that kind of gets into that herbal element would be Ayurvedic medicine, which is Indian, like from the country India, Pakistan, all those areas use Ayurvedic medicine. They infuse oils with herbs, and each herb has a different healing property that they would use. If you had a sore tooth, you didn't necessarily have to go to the dentist right away. Somebody would pack your tooth with herbs, with garlic, with different things in the house. But we kind of shy away from that now. We look at that as kind of taboo. We don't do that. Also, so we have like the herbal aspect that a lot of people are not understanding. We have the energy aspect that a lot of people are not understanding. Acupuncture would go under the energy aspect as well. I'm not letting anybody stick a needle in me. Well, I've never had it done, but it's on my list of things to do. But from everything that I hear from clients that I've had who've had it done, it's relatively painless. But we as a culture kind of cannot get with that because it's so different. Excuse me, got a little tickle in my throat. One of the big things, of course, yoga. Yoga adds flexibility, but we think that's something that only white people do. Very hippie like, and so we're not open to that. We're not receptive. Some of it is just education. We need to be cultured. We need to be bred. Black people have a lot of culture. We have a lot of things of our own, and we are a very open people. We'll listen and take in, but certain things we're like, we can't do it. And so, like, yoga is one of those things. Now, the one that speaks to my heart the most, because I actually service this, is massage. I'll have somebody give their mom or grandma a massage gift certificate. They'll come use it and they'll say, "Oh, that felt great. That's nice." and that's the last time I see them. Now that happens a lot with any type of clientele, whether black, white, Asian, Hispanic. But again, from my research of speaking with other therapists as well as my clientele base, that happens a lot. Like my black, my African American clientele, especially of repeat clients, is at a very low percentage compared to my white slash Caucasian clientele. For one, we look at it as, well, for some people can't get past that touch element, and that goes for all cultures. But it seems like a lot of people can't get past, like, well, what do you actually do? How does that actually work? You're pushing on my skin, you're rubbing on my skin. What are you really doing? So once you get them past that element and they actually get the massage and they say it feels good, they look at price. Well, I can't afford that. Or they look at it as a luxury. They don't look at it as self-help. They look at it, well, maybe I'll get this my next birthday, or maybe I'll get this for Christmas. Or they don't look at it as, this is something I can get to help heal my body naturally, so that you don't have to go to the doctor. You hurt your back. Well, maybe if you go get a massage, you won't have to go to the doctor. You won't have to take pain pills. Not to say massage or chiropractics or acupuncture or Ayurvedic or yoga is an end-all be-all, but these quote-unquote alternative medications actually, or medical modalities, because it's really not medication, medical modalities actually help to provide therapy to the body without having to use pharmaceuticals. Sometimes you may be out of alignment and you get an adjustment. I've heard people say, well, cracking my bones, you're just setting me up to get arthritis, or cracking my bones, you're going to cause me to have to come get this done all the time. Well, no, your actual work will probably, whatever caused you to get in that situation will be what causes you to have to get it all the time. Not the actual chiropractic work or the massage work. And the one thing I try to instill in my clients, yes, this is a luxury. This is something you can get done on spa day. If you go out with your girlfriends, or you and your significant other, want to have like a couples massage. Yes, it is very relaxing and luxurious, but it also has health benefits. I have worked with many clients who couldn't even move their neck when they came into me. By the time our session was over, they were able to pretty much have full range of motion on their neck. So, working with them for an hour, they have full range of motion for their neck, whereas they may have gone to the doctor may have told them, oh, it's just a spasm, and prescribed them medication. So they have this medication. While they're taking it, they'll probably have full range of motion of their neck, but once the medication wears off, they're back to square one. So, one of the things I try to promote, I try to let my clients know, of all groups, that massage, alternative medicine in general, whether it's yoga, massage, Ayurvedic, acupuncture, acupressure, etc., energy work, yes, they're luxuries, but they also can be significant necessities. They can be significant alternatives to having to go to a traditional doctor, having to take medication. And we as a culture, we as a people, need to really get out of the mindset of, oh, that's what white people do. White people do that. That's a white person thing. We really need to get out of that, because even if it is quote unquote a white person's thing, white people have gotten, hip to that idea. I can go get a massage versus being on medication for the next 3 or 4 months. because I have the spasm in my neck. If I go and I exercise and I lose this weight,